Hey everybody, welcome back to the next episode of Stash Report for Stash Project. It is May 10th, 2021. This past week, it was Golden Week in Japan, which is their spring, basically week-long vacation time. Almost didn't do a show this week, but we did get one kit released this morning out of Hasegawa, and then Mobius, actually, of all people, saved the day this week as they were just debuting some test shots for an upcoming kit that has been much debated in terms of whether or not it was ever going to really come to fruition or not. But test shots means tooling is cut, which means kit is coming. And so we can start, or some people can start. I really don't care one way or another about this kit, but some of us can start waiting for it to arrive. So that kit, yes. So you may recall a few years ago at this point, Mobius had debuted 3D prototypes of an upcoming kit series that was going to start with a 1964 Chevrolet Nova SS and a 1965 Chevy 2 Gasser. And while we have not seen any test shots of the factory stock vehicles as of yet, we have now seen test shots of the drag racing vehicle in question. So there's going to be two different sets of photos that I have lifted from Model Cars Magazine. The built test shot is going to be from Dave Metzner, who's the head of product development at Mobius. The other one is from somebody who just posted some photos that they took at the Pegasus store in California. Apparently they're in a display case there. The person is not using a real name, so I assume they may be involved with the company somehow and are just trying to keep themselves on the down low so that they don't get in trouble for it necessarily. But at any rate, let's take a peeksy here at this upcoming Chevy 2 Dragster. So I'm just going to sort of talk over it, give you my thoughts and what information we have about it as things go here. So yeah, I don't really have anything specific to say because there's not really too much to look at yet. But these are basically going to be first round test shots of the kit. There are corrections that have already been made for some of these things. The Chrome Runner you can see here is sort of a partial, in the sense that like the back bumper's on here. It looks like the blower is on here, and the rear tail lights or backup lights or something along those lines are on here. But this is not the full Chrome Runner. But there is a picture here of the full Chrome Runner without it being actually chromed, so you get the idea of what all is on the Chrome Runner, including the wheels and whatnot. Even the clear transparencies are done for the windows. So this is a full on test shot. So that's good to see. It's not just rapid 3D prototype, some things. I do notice looking through these photos that there does not appear to be an engine on any of these parts trees. There are engine-specific parts on these parts trees, like the gasser headers, and obviously the blower is on the chrome tree and things like that. But the main chunk of the engine is missing, making me guess that that is actually a shared piece of tooling between the two kits. And then the stock parts and the gasser parts specifically are going to be split, between the two kits. So we'll take a look at the actual built model here, a couple pictures of it. And again, these are just first round test shots. From what Dave was saying, they do not have any definitive dates on when the second round of test shots will come back. And there is also no definitive date in terms of release time, but he does hope that they will have it out before the end of 2021. So could be as much as what, a 7-month wait for this still. Probably 6 months is not unrealistic, depending on test shots. It is one of those things where in this type of thing, and I don't mean to uh, start an argument about things being reshored here in the United States, because let's face it, you folks aren't willing to pay for that. Well, so you folks are. These people who watch this YouTube channel would be, but folks in general are not willing to pay for what that would cost. See your Salvinos JR kit cost of being like $40 a model kit. But that whole 12 hours of time difference plus language barrier plus shipping times, especially considering things still are not necessarily completely straightened out from COVID yet. In terms of shipping from Asia to here, you can see where you get a little bit of lag time between when you send in your corrections and when you see where those corrections come back. So it's a matter of the corrections being done, the test shot being done a second time, possibly a third time, possibly a fourth time, however many times it takes to get it as close to being as good as it's going to get for what the budget will allow, and then running into production. So there's no box art for it. They haven't decided on a decal scheme for it yet. Seeing people discuss it, it seems that the theory is that it appears to be more of a day two type of retro gasser, if you will, sort of a car set up in tribute to the gasser rather than an actual period gasser. I don't know how necessarily true that really is. I don't know that much about drag racing in particular. Again, NHRA today as a kid, that was my drag racing. All that stuff, all this classic drag racing is great for you guys who enjoy that, but it is well above and beyond my pay grade in terms of my expertise or even base knowledge in it. So you guys can all debate that amongst yourselves, and I will go on to the kit release for this week. So that is going to be this Hasegawa kit. It is the Team Astra Lancia Super Delta for the 1993 Thousand Lakes Rally. This is a Tommy Mäkinen car that finished fourth in this race. And lo and behold, they found themselves a set of speed lines to put in this. Although now I'm looking at the speed lines on this box art, and you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so they are 8-spoke speed lines. Okay, so they found some 8-spoke speed lines. I don't know where they're from because again, the ones that are in the Subaru Legacies are 7-spoke speed lines, which is why if you want to build one of the more recent Legacy kits, I can't think of which one it is. It's the 1992 RAC Rally one, the Royal Auto Club Rally one. People get annoyed when I call it the Rack Rally, even though I've been doing that for like 6 years now. But be that as it may, the Rack Rally one, you have to buy, resin aftermarket wheels for. This has 8-spoke speed lines. So hey, guess what, guys? You can just build this straight out of the box. Isn't that great? You have to go out and collect yourself some Imperial Japanese Navy green for a few things that are not decals on here. The rear wing spoiler, the grill area itself are both painted a green color that sort of matches the very, very dark green of the main stripes on this livery package. But otherwise, the decals do everything else. So, yeah, it's a little fun thing. I realize that's a terrible, jilted way to say that, but I mean, the clearly at this point, Hasegawa is in this. Hey, do we have pictures of that? Cool, let's put some decals in it. So, but it is nice to see them again release a kit where you can build it out of the box. If you follow this weekly adventure long enough, Hasegawa has a real good habit of deciding to release a kit and then not actually including the correct wheels for it or some other details. The 962C, Japanese Sport Truck Prototype Series 962Cs. I think I said 962Cs twice there because I want to throw Porsche in there somewhere. But, those kits to have a couple different exhaust setups and intake setups and things like that they have not accurately replicated between the two, 3, 4, or 5 different releases of those that have different body style aero pieces. So it's nice to see you can when they include a set of decals that actually comes with the parts you need to build the kit. Always a positive from the folks at Hasegawa. So anyway, guys, that wraps up this week. We hope you guys had a great weekend, and we'll see you guys on the other side.